Guess who's back? Y'all, we got
Guess
to talk
who's
about
back?
Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, as well as Hulk Hogan. And the BET is going to get rid of the Hip Hop Awards. No, sir. All this and more on Another Mother, episode 28.
Yeah. Oh, oh,
Oh yeah, well, first of all, we're gonna keep this bloopers. Someone started the music off wrong, so we're gonna try
oh.
this again. Episode 28.
Yeah.
I bring this
I
in.
bring
I
dopamine.
bring this
I
in.
bring dopamine.
Bring this
I
in.
bring
I
dopamine.
bring this
I
in.
bring the dopamine.
We another mother party, oh hey.
Another mother patio.
We
Hey.
another mother party, oh hey.
Another mother patio. Here
Here
we
we
go.
go. Here we go for the
Here we
next Mother Freaky
go.
Show. Here we go. Here we
Here we
go. My name is
go.
Lisa Renee, and this is
Ant WEEZY. Ant Wild. What up?
Get Your Coffee, Get Your Tea, and Get Your Life.
Uh,
How
yeah.
about that?
I can't do
Okay.
that. I wish I could.
Dasani. Hey, Dasani, can you please not put salt in your water? Okay. I appreciate you guys talking about your minerals and all this stuff. We don't need it. Water
Yeah,
drinkers,
facts.
we just want to drink the water.
Facts.
We don't want the sodium because you know what?
Facts.
For thick girls like me, that just adds more inflammation. There goes
Yeah.
for our health tip of today.
Yeah.
Water, clear water. Don't put no shit in it. Don't add no Mio in it. No disrespect, Mio. Drink fresh water. It'll
Facts.
keep everything clean. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Everything clean. Get rid
Oh,
of
yeah.
tuda,
You
tuda,
see that
tuda.
glow there? That's that glow there. That's that glow right there.
And that glow.
That's
I see
that
you have
glow
a
right there.
glow.
Hmm.
Glow, glow, glow. Hey, go. AC, AC, hey. Oh, go, 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 go. What's up, y'all? We are back. We did our very first show. Buckle your seatbelts. Guys, we just looked at the sales. We are so thankful. This is our very first show. We use Tyler Perry as our benchmark, and we are so thankful for what we made, the people that
For sure.
supported us. The show was absolutely amazing. We'll maybe do one show where we'll break down everything, but I personally just want to say thank you, Ant Weeze.
Man, thank you, Lisa Renee. Thank you for the journey.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
everybody who was a part of the journey. Thank you for everybody who showed up for the journey. Thank you for everybody who poured love into the journey, who loved the journey, who enjoyed it. Really took time to come out. You know what I mean? Those online, those in the seats, really, really good. Really good, good looking for y'all, man. Good look.
I'm telling you, people were
Applause goes to
screaming.
y'all. Applause goes to y'all.
Absolutely. The people behind the scenes too, as well. My mom,
Mm,
my sister, all the voice
sure,
actors, Aunt Weezy, you, David, who helped with some of the marketing,
for
along
sure.
with me, you doing the marketing. I mean, TK, just so many people, Ladina, for some of the words, OC Flow, Antoine Wilson, Keith Bradley, Lady T, Cheryl Pilgrim. I mean, just so many people that came out. The people, the
What's
staff
my
at the
man's name?
state.
Captain John.
Captain John,
Yeah.
Kilton, Harriet Hagens, Vernita Coves. I mean, we just have so much support. Julian, my other half, if you guys did not know, let's go ahead drop it. The girl, if you like it, then you know how to put a ring on it. Oh, 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 oh. So Julian said, honey, I like it, and I had to put a ring on it. So if you guys didn't hear about it during curtain call, I did get engaged to Cyril, Julie, Christopher. So that was a surprise that I didn't know. Everybody else knew but me. I was just like, what's going on? Oh, nigga, what you about to do? Anyway,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I did not know, guys. So I left, to Vegas as a girlfriend. I came home as a fiance. And so we'll have video. We'll share more, like I said. about the show. But it just was a beautiful thing. And I'm just so thankful to everybody.
One,
Also,
one,
my business, my partner, and we're working on the next show. We have something very unique, but we got to work out the kinks with it. So if you didn't get a chance to see Buckle Your Seatbelts, I think we got the state identified where we want to go. We went west the first time. I think we're going to come to the east, but nothing is set in stone. I got to talk to the team about it, and we will let you guys know.
yeah, and then you were about to say this too before I cut you off. Everybody at the space too, where it was at. Good looking,
Yeah.
the great facility,
Yes.
all those kinds of things. So it was awesome experience for sure.
It was really an awesome experience. It's a great location for anybody that wants to actually Ladina's so funny. So I met my girlfriend Ladina's house because if you guys don't know, I'm performing in Rhythm of Love, the musical. If you are in the Atlanta area, get your tickets. We have a show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Saturday, we have a 2 p.m. show matinee, and then we also have a 7 p.m. So I'm staying with my girlfriend Ladina, and so she texts me, guys, and she's like, I can hear you outside. Love it. We bring in the energy, big
Uh,
energy. Oh, anyway, guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. We did talk a little bit about health, getting your water in. I mean, I know some people can't drink water, but I would encourage you if you just try to just drink it a little bit of time, your body will start to like crave it. You know what I mean? It will really start to like crave it, but get your water in. Get your water in.
I just finished one of these, and before we started rolling, I had to fill it up again, and I got teased. So shows you how much your body will crave it. It really, really will.
It will crave it for sure,
It
guys.
really will. And you'll start to see the results just in not only aesthetically, but how you feel, but your skin, the way your skin looks, everything about it. Like
It is.
start to see the whole everything responds for real.
Exactly. Agree 100%, guys. So while we were gone, and this is going to be a short show just because obviously I got to save my voice. I have to sing a lot tomorrow, and we're just really, really tired. Anthony has been to Vegas 2 weekends in a row. We just have had a lot going on.
Yeah.
But please stay tuned. Please stay connected. We got a lot of things happening in the fall that we are so excited to talk to you guys about. We got to drop some of the footage too of last year. We did a concert. I don't think a lot of my people seen that, so we need to drop
Yeah,
like
a lot of mine ain't seen it either. So that's gonna start coming. That's
that's gonna
all part of
start
the
coming and
rollout.
leading up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so more
Yeah.
to come, guys. A lot coming. So
Sure.
please stay locked, subscribe, comment, share. If you care, we just want to put love and laughter out there in the world. So while we were busy prepping for Buckle Your Seatbelts, a lot of things happened in the world. We lost Malcolm Jamal Warner. We also lost Ozzy Osbourne and we lost Hulk Hogan. So we're just going to take some time, probably ping pong back and forth on these people because they are celebrities and we have grown to like them, love them, know about their lives, and we also want to pay respect to them. Something we would hope people would do for us too, as well as entertainers. We have to start off with Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Man,
Um, as a Black woman, seeing the Cosby Show. I could identify, with those characters and not so much of Malcolm because Malcolm was a guy, right? But I identified with the Cosby Show, identifying mean I can see myself being great, right? Even if I wasn't in a great situation, my situation could have been like good times, but the Cosby Show, let me see that I could aspire to be something great. Because I think Felicia, they were lawyers and doctors, right?
Lisa was yeah,
Claire,
Claire was
right,
a lawyer. Cliff was a doctor.
was the doctor, right? So, what, dude? Why you ain't all set? God dang! I always trip on Anthony every time he walks in the back. You're like, I here, I gotta go get my DoorDash. But anyway, guys, um, Malcolm Jamal Warner stood out as the son, right? I think he was the only son, right? Until the girls got married.
Yeah, he
Theo
was the
was the
only
only
son. It
son,
it it mirrored, if I'm not mistaken, that cast lineup mirrored Bill Cosby's
real life.
children. Yeah, so I think he had two girls, a son, and then two more girls. I think that mirrored his real life situation as
Yeah,
far as his children.
It is. And so, and Bill Cosby, I believe he lost his son.
He did. His son
He
was
did,
murdered in
unfortunately.
'97, so a while ago. But yeah,
And I know him and Theo kept a very tight relationship to the point, I think it was Larry King. I can't remember who asked Malcolm about when all these allegations came out about Bill Cosby. Malcolm kept it clean. He's like, he's always been a mentor to me.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
can't, you know what I mean? He kept it
yeah.
very clean. He kept it very classy. Obviously, he had a podcast. Everybody's jumping into the podcast world. I think it was that was the initials of
Hmm.
it, and he wanted to show another side of African American culture because we are so diverse and we're so different. He wanted to express that other side of us. Malcolm has continued to work all these years. He was steady on series and sitcoms, so he might have not been on the big screens like we see everybody, but he was steadily getting a check throughout the years.
He was, so it's funny. I literally just had a conversation about this with two of my good friends when we were just discussing that. And I was like, because he was like, yeah, man, it's Theo, like X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, yeah, it is Theo. I said, he worked enough to where there are people who are younger that know who he is that aren't connected to the Cosby Show. Like they
Hmm.
know him from other endeavors. And he was like,
Hmm.
yeah, no, I feel that. I'm like, yeah, no, he worked. In fact, he was on he was on dang it, Neva watched the show. I think it was
Hmm.
called The Resident.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. I remember
yeah, and
that.
he was a and now I didn't watch The Resident all the way through. I think there's like 6 seasons, but just hanging with Neva when she was binging it, you
Yeah.
know, you catch on to certain things, and I watched it when she was. And I'm telling you, his character on the show, he wasn't. It wasn't the Theo that everybody remembered. Like he was a little ruthless on that thing. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right,
tapping into a whole nother side of his acting prowess. Like you would have never even thought Theo. Like he was a savage on that thing.
right.
Um, and a lot of the motivations behind his character and being savage, a lot of his motivations actually though were, if you can get past the, quote unquote, bad guy thing, he was a surgeon.
Yeah,
And a lot of his motivations was actually around excellence, especially when it comes to us.
yeah,
So he was like one of the best surgeons in the world.
right.
And, as a result, he was an a-hole at times. He was a little pompous, but he was, but that excellence was there was a purpose behind it. He wasn't just the a-hole for no reason.
Yeah,
So when you start to get into the underlying layers of the character, you realize, it's always kind of like that thing, like you got to work twice as hard as your counterparts to be recognized as much. And
yeah,
so he took it to the next level because he was a jerk.
yeah.
But like, no, he was, I mean, and then like even musically, like a lot of his poetry. So that's a lot
Right,
of this,
right.
that's a lot of the things that are going on now. Because every time there's always a conspiracy theory, but what a lot of people are saying that aren't that the stories aren't because there's been a couple different accounts of the stories,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what a lot of people are saying is that this is somebody who's squeaky clean. They didn't have anything on them, so they couldn't smear his name to
Right,
devalue his words. So
right.
it was like they went another route, kind of thing. Now I'm not going to get into all
Mm,
that because I know it's fresh and God bless his family and everything like that. But
right.
I say that just in giving props to his Malcolm side, if you will. Theo, whatever, Malcolm Jamal. Of course, I'm gonna get a call, but I'm gonna let it ride.
Yeah,
He was about that. He was about that, and he was
he
talking.
was. And
You
that's
know what I mean? He was spitting those things. He was on the path. So yeah.
absolutely. And guys, I apologize. I told Ladina to come join us, but instead of joining us, she wants to just sit here and text me. Why don't you just come join the conversation, Ladina Howie? My girl Ladina Howie, guys, she has a cleaners out in Atlanta, Georgia. If you're in Atlanta, Georgia, go and visit Lennox Dry Cleaning. I'm gonna post up a video. I just need to edit it But go and get your dry cleaning from her. We're also going to be starting a female podcast too as well. And Wow will probably come and do some spotlights because you know he can't stay out of our business. But she's coming. But I told her to just come and join us. But no, she wants to text me. So sorry, guys. I do try to remain professional, but unfortunately, but I will say there was one scandal with Malcolm Jamal Warner because I know some of y'all already thinking it. So we just gonna go on talk about it, right? And it wasn't actually a scandal, I would say. It was more of something that was disappointing. He was dating our girl, Regina King. And if you guys remember, Regina King talked about how on Valentine's Day, he had actually broke up with her and he had sent her flowers and everything, and she was not feeling those flowers. She was not feeling those flowers. So I think during that time, a lot of women might have been a little saucy with Malcolm Jamal Warner because we love Regina King, right? Like we love Malcolm. But you know, to be broken up on Valentine's Day and then to have flowers sent to you, yeah, we were probably a lot of women was probably a little bit mad at Malcolm around that time. But Malcolm went on and he ended up getting married. He found his true soulmate, although, you know, Regina was on his journey for some amazing reason. But he went on to get married. He went on to have a daughter. We don't know much about him because he was so private and he did want to protect his wife and protect his daughter. And I think that's such a respectable thing because we do live in a time where everyone wants to share, 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 share. And Malcolm said, nah, nah, I'm not going to share that part of my life with you. I'm going to keep that to myself. But I wish he did share a little bit of that part of his life because you know, we would have liked to know more about his daughter and more about his wonderful wife, but he had that right to protect them. And you know, and for his fans and stuff, we had to honor what he actually, you know, wanted to do. But you know, rest in peace, Malcolm. It's unfortunate, guys. You really got to be careful in those waters. You have got to, from what I understand, there was signage out there. Please don't think you're a hero. Not saying Malcolm, I'm just saying this in general. Please, when those waves and tides are strong, guys, please don't go out there, right? Because I'm a really good swimmer. I am an excellent swimmer. But those waves, if you gulp just enough water, you can choke. I've choked on water. You know what I mean? You can choke. And so those waves are really, really dangerous. And we lost someone great at such a young age. And it's really sad. And while you're on mute, my dear,
Oh yeah,
there you
okay.
go. What were you saying?
Sorry, I had muted because I was
Yeah,
double
no, no,
dipping.
no. You're handling. I got you.
But no, no, I was saying that that was part of the conversation we were having. Like, because again, like you said, I am a super strong swimmer. But even still, you, you, it doesn't mean like one of my buddies was like, well, yeah, you're a strong swimmer. You probably don't feel, like, you can't get out of anything. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. But there's definitely times where you just got to be a lot more cautious. Because it doesn't always work out. Like it just doesn't. And again, this situation aside, like we've all had some sort of close calls, especially if you're a strong swimmer, because you kind of probably test things a little bit or
Hmm.
don't realize certain dangers. Like I remember we were in Hawaii and waves would take me out and I'm just in the water playing and all that kind of stuff. And then next thing you know, like I was way out, like, I
Mm.
was way out there and I was like, holy snaps. Okay, I'm out here. Let me get back. So it's very easy to get caught up. So just you gotta be careful and just that was a sad one for me, man, because I really,
Absolutely.
Malcolm was my guy. I mean, and not only obviously the Theo, all of us old schoolers, Theo is but like I said, he worked. And then, always musically, I'm always going to appeal to that. And he contributed great stuff musically. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
that
got
one
us
was
forward.
that was a tough one.
It was
Everybody's
very
tough,
tough.
but that
Yeah,
one
it
was
was
tough.
it was very tough. And so we wanted to, you know, just honor him. Let's talk about Terry Jean Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, who was born on August the 11th, guys. So he
Oh,
made
that's
it.
his birthday? That's my
Yeah.
nephew's birthday. Word up. I
August
didn't know
11th.
that. That's
Yeah.
my
So
nephew's
so
birthday.
what is no? So he didn't make his next birthday. So if you guys don't know Hulk Hogan, he was an American professional wrestler and media personality. Hogan was widely regarded as one of the greatest and globally most recognized wrestling stars of all time. He won too many championships. He was the six-time WWF champion. Um, yeah, I mean, he was just amazing. He was just amazing. He was back in the time of what, Stone Cold Austin type days. I would
Yeah,
say
he
that's
was
when Hulk
before
Hogan was
then. Yeah,
around.
he was back in the time of, JYD Junkyard Dog, Jimmy Superfly Snooker, Randy Macho Man
Was
Savage,
The Rock around that too, or was he after? A little bit,
But The
probably
Rock was
after.
after.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Rowdy Roddy Piper, like Andre the Giant,
Andre the Giant.
King Kong Bundy, like, I'm an old school wrestling fan. So listen, I know all about the Hulkamaniacs, brother. I know about the training, the prayers, the eating the vitamins. You know what I'm saying? All the little 20,000 Hulkamaniacs with the 24-inch pythons. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Hulkamaniac. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm an old school Hulkamaniac. And it's funny. It's like, it's that phrase, and everybody's human and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people have brought it up, especially a lot of black folks, but they be
Mhm.
like, because Hulk Hogan has made some comments. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Let's put it out there.
Let's just keep it a thou wow. So in that instance, it was kind of one of those, dang, your idols, you don't want to meet your idols kind of thing.
Yeah.
But with that said, he was, as you could tell, like I can recite it, brother. That's my thing, brother. Like I am a real love Mary. Listen, I effed with hope, you know what I'm saying? So I was disappointed
Right.
when all that came out because one of his main guys, and I know it's all wrestling, but these were his guys. Mr. T was one of his main
Right.
guys.
Oh, Mr. T.
Mr. T was one of his
Yes.
best friends. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Junkyard Dog, God rest his soul, was one of his
Junkyard
best
Dog.
friends.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he rolled with the, he rolled with the melanin crew,
Right.
so it was disappointing because it's one of those things, and I'm sure, especially black folks that were longtime Hulk fans, knowing his history and who he was always really cool with, it's one of those things like if he's somebody that was always kind of like that, then it's just like, oh well, he's always been like that.
Tell for the people that may not know what you're talking about. Can you talk about it in a way
So, and
that
again,
doesn't,
I
we want to
don't
be
know all the
respectful
details,
to
but pretty
him.
much what
Yeah.
it was is his daughter, Brooke, was dating some brother.
Mhm.
She might have even got pregnant by him or something. I
I
don't know.
think so. I
I
feel
think
like
she
she
did. So she
did.
was dating a brother, and Hulkster didn't approve. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
didn't approve, and he was pretty much like, "You're gonna date this N word. How could you date this N word? And if you're gonna date an N word, you need to be at least dating an NBA player or something. Otherwise, why you dating them? Like, he went off on it. Like he went off on it.
Was it proof like you heard this, or
There
was it?
was a voice recording of
Yeah,
it.
it was a
Like
voice
I
recording.
believe
I
that's what
remember it.
leaked.
Yeah.
That's how it got. And I don't know all the details because I know him and Brooke have been estranged since then.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so that was disappointing. If his whole brand was something else, or even just his history, then that would be something different. Like, oh man, he was like that. But I already kind of knew he was like that. It's
Hmm.
like, nah, man, you were aligned this way, so we thought. So
Yeah.
the point is it doesn't even mean that Mr. T wasn't his boy. It doesn't even mean that JYD wasn't his boy. Don't mean that, Natural Butch Reed, all these cats that were rolling, don't mean
Yeah.
that they weren't his boys. What the disappointing thing is being more mature now and being able to look back and just being evolved through life. The
Yeah.
disappointing thing is like, even with all that, you
Hmm.
still feel this way?
Yeah.
Like it's that part. So then what deeper parts of then are we speaking to in this facet of society? Because now
Hmm.
it's like, dang, if I'm this close to you and you still feel like that, like if any one of my guys felt that way. I'm like, dog, we've been rolling together for, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how could that be possible being a friend of somebody like me? How could you possibly feel that way with my family history and all that? But quiet as kept. I felt like that when Chuck passed. There was a lot of people who showed up. There was a lot of people who had tears. There was a lot of people who did all that kind of stuff who feel the same way, and they love Chuck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just that's always been an interesting dynamic to me. So I think I'm speaking for myself, and I'm sure I'm speaking for a lot of, especially black folks that were really Hulk fans, and then came across that. It was the fact that in our eyes we saw you align. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
for you to have these relationships and you still feel that way, it's kind of like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
So,
But I think he
but
grew and
he
evolved
was
throughout the
still
years.
the
Yeah.
kid in me. You see, I can get into it real quick, brother. You know what I'm saying? So the kid in me always gonna have some sort of love for him because,
Yeah.
man, that's Hulkster, man. You know what I'm saying? Training in the depths of the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Waiting, screaming for all the Hulkamaniacs. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying 20,000 Hulkamaniacs. They're ready for the 24-inch pythons. You know what I'm saying? I'm F's with Hulk, doc.
He's
So
so
that was
weird.
you know what I mean? So
Oh
and,
man.
and Hope was in good shape too. That's the cool part about it. Like, I don't know, a lot of them cats, when you watch a lot of them wrestling documentaries, a lot of them cats did a whole lot of stuff that wasn't good for them to stay in the mix. So
Right.
I don't know if years of that caught up with him, but I know he was on the last few years, he was on a really good fitness thing and
Yeah.
clean living. And so, who knows? But regardless, man, Hulkamania, the Hulkamaniacs, brother.
Yeah.
Hulkster was, God bless him, man. Like
God bless him. Rest
yeah,
in
God
peace
bless
to
him.
his family and support all
I was
those things.
disappointed. I can't lie for a
Yeah.
while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I, to
But
say he
fast
didn't have
forward
the
to
effect that he
today.
had,
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
Fast forward today. But I wanted to explain that because, some people don't know, you know what I mean? And it's important to tell the whole story in totality. But I
For
always
sure.
tell people, never look at one piece of a person's life. Sometimes we do have to grow and evolve. And sometimes some things in the dark has to come in the light for you to grow and evolve. So just much love to his family.
For sure.
And he definitely was an icon. So let's talk about John Michael Ozzy Osbourne. So if you guys don't know Ozzy Osbourne, he was a British singer, songwriter, and media personality who
Ooh,
co-founded the group Black Sabbath in
ooh,
1968, and he became a heavy metal icon known as the Prince of Darkness for his rebellious persona and his onstage antics. I think the one antic that I remember that freaked me out was with the white bird. I feel like
ooh.
he bit the head off
Yeah.
of it. It just
Yeah.
freak me out. But I think also I remember his reality show. It was really funny. I thought Sharon was probably one of the strongest women ever when I saw how he cut up on the reality show. But I really fell in love with his kids on the show. Kelly stood out to me a lot. I saw Kelly at the funeral. She looked absolutely beautiful. As well as his son, they've just grown up. And so, just want to give a shout out to that family because it looked like Sharon, when I saw some of the pictures of the funeral, she just was I mean, just breaking down unbearably. Like you could see the pain on her face, which was just showing obviously how much she loved him and things like that. So to all his fans, if you guys, support us, we want to tell you sorry, and we're just sorry, that his time had to come.
Yeah, Ozzy was and I say this lovingly, Ozzy made it to 76.
I
No,
know.
listen. Like and we all know, but everybody
You
who
lived
know,
a
if you really, really know Ozzy, he was burning the candle at both ends for years. I mean, 40 of them 76 years at least, maybe even 50. Like he lived to 76. When he 20 years ago, he was 56. And he was day to day then. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like Ozzy went through he
It
he
went a long
he
time.
was when he was in it, he was in it. in every way possible. Like he
Absolutely.
was really into that stuff. He was into all the stuff that sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Boy, Ozzy was the epitome of that. So he made it 76 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a tribute in itself. Like,
Makes you think you don't have to be so clean, right?
hey
Because
dog, he
he's
was on
outliving
borrowed
some
time
people that
for
didn't do all that.
Hey man, listen, hey, not to even sound a certain way, but just being real, Pops lived 2 years longer, like, and Pops didn't do none of the stuff Ozzy did. All I'm saying, like, none of it. When I say none of it, I mean none. You know,
Yeah. So,
so the fact that he made it to that age, and then, like I say,
so
even
Ozzy would tell you don't drink water or drink something else.
Oh man, Ozzy was burning the candle at both ends, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Tough for a very long time. So
yeah.
he made it to 76. That's awesome. And then also, those Black Sabbath, those Ozzy, all those days, man, they was out there killing the game,
They
dog. And
were.
so
They
if
were.
you're from the old school, you were, and you know
I
what?
was
A
more
lot
of a
of it.
Metallica fan, but yeah.
I was Metallica. Well, yeah. How could you not be? I mean, with that dang, with my man, the front. I mean, come on, man. He got one of the best voices in the world. Period. Any
Right,
genre,
right.
any genre. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, Metallica, AC/DC, Kiss. That was kind of more
AC/DC was
my
on it.
thing.
Yeah, Kiss too.
But Black Sabbath, Ozzy, all them cat,
They
you
were
go
all really
my
good.
rocker phase, Quiet
Yeah.
Riot, you know what I'm saying? Anthrax, you know what I'm saying? I used to mess
Mhm.
with Anthrax. Anthrax was dope. But so yeah, man, just shout out to Ozzy. And then Sharon, you brought up Sharon, just to touch on that real quick. Hey man, Sharon stuck by a lot.
When I tell you about loyal, when I uh, cause women, we ain't like that. Well, I ain't gonna lie.
No,
We are not.
they don't make them like
We're
that
not
no
the Dolly
more.
Partons. We are not the Sharon.
We
Like these
don't
women
make them
do what
like that no more. You talk
they
about stand by
loyal.
somebody,
Yeah,
huh?
very loyal. Very
Man,
loyal.
man.
Very, very loyal.
Yep.
And I wish, and I mean, not to go off topic, but I'm glad you brought that up. You know, we shouldn't look at celebrities and idolize everything they do, but I do also believe there's things you can learn. I think when I think about Beyonce, and I know, people have their things or whatever say, but Beyonce's very loyal. Say what you want to say.
Right. Right.
She's very loyal. We all know that Jay-Z had his transgressions, is the way that he says it or whatever. And Beyonce, as much as people think she's robotic, she is human at the core. And it
Yeah.
probably hurt her at the core. But for the love of her family and JC, it's hard to find women that are just really loyal like that.
Yeah. Don't make them like that no more.
Yeah, I mean, just and it doesn't, and I want people to understand it doesn't mean that their relationship is without error or problems. What we can learn from these people is that through those tough times, they stick by their man. Who sung the song "Stand by Your Man"? Was that Dolly or was
Was
that
that Dolly?
Reba? I thought that was I think that was Dolly. "Stand by Your Man." I can't remember, or was it? Oh, I forgot her name. I can see her
Let's
face
see.
just as
Stand by your
good.
man. Stand by your man.
What is her name? I can see her picture.
Tammy Wynette.
Tammy Wynette.
I
I
was
can
gonna
see
get on
that
my. I'm
hair.
sorry. I was gonna try and go with you, but I'm like, it's not Dolly or whatever.
It's
But I
not,
know
it's
it's at
I
the
can
tip of
see
my
her
tongue.
hair, and I'm like, I know it is Stand By Your
Yeah, Tammy
Man.
Tammy Wynette.
It
That's
is.
why I was like, I gotta look it up because I know
Thank you
it's
so much. Yeah, well,
yeah,
that's the research we have to do to try to get it right. And that's why
yeah.
we welcome you guys to give us comments because we don't always get things right. And on Another Mother, we want to get those things right. We're not, like I tell people, it may not be popular, but we're just not going to be in the business to bash these celebrities. We're not. Because we
No,
are
I'm not
entertainers,
doing
so we're
that.
not going to do that. But we want to talk about
No,
it, but in a way to uplift people. But the song "Stand By Your Man," I mean, that speaks volume. right? It doesn't mean your man is going to be perfect every day, or he's squeaky clean. And I'm not saying let him be a doormat either. I'm not saying let him walk all over you either. Oh no, y'all know Lisa. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that none of us are proof free. And it's unbelievable when you can have somebody that can love you unconditionally. And I think everybody deserves that. And Sharon, absolutely, and Anthony nailed it. She was loyal to the core to Ozzy.
Man, you talk about
If you
stand by
saw the
your man.
show, she had to do
Woo.
some stuff. So anyway, guys, to his family, rest in peace. All of those people that we talked about, love and peace and calmness to all of your families. I can't even imagine, what you're going through right now. So we wanted to touch on that, guys. So I don't know if y'all heard about the news. It was reported a couple of days that BET has indefinitely suspended the Soul Train Awards and the Hip Hop Awards. Y'all be uh, what? Indefinitely. But when I read the article, it was almost like they're going to revamp, they're going to tweak some things and do some things. But when you put the word indefinitely out, it's kind of confusing. And I don't know if it's a budget thing. I don't know if it's an economical thing. I'm not sure what's going on behind that. But, as a person of color, hip hop awards, the Soul Train Awards, it's what we look forward to. I don't know if the ratings weren't there. I'm not even sure because a lot of people, I think it was Charlamagne the Guard, Charlamagne, he was talking about, I didn't even know that those award shows were on. So I don't know if the advertisements are not out there or people are not watching TV like they used to, especially with YouTube. I mean, people are, getting their TV from social media primarily now. I don't know what it is. But that's really scary. So basically, they said I would say that it's less about them being no longer and more about our team having to reimagine them for this changing media landscape that we find ourselves in. So that makes sense. Social media is taking over. So they're needing to swap things up and change things up to be able to mirror what's happening in the world.
Yeah, that's what I read too. So yeah, it would come down to ratings, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't know if how do I say this? Now, it's hard to say with the Soul Trains, but with the BET Hip Hop Awards, because the BET Awards is still going.
Mm-hmm.
So with the BET Hip Hop Awards, it's hard to say, like, I don't know, did it I'm trying not to be a certain way. And I don't mind speaking freely, but I also don't want to be taken out of context. But it's almost like, was there enough um, attention paid to the different kinds of hip hop? I felt like it became very, um, in a lot of ways, it became very reality show centric
Mm.
with respect to the characters that were on it, even the kind of artists that started becoming real popular. I felt like it over niched itself probably.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if every section. Now the ciphers though, that was a standout for me, right? The cipher part of it,
Mm-hmm.
because it takes away everything.
Yeah.
That's the part I miss. I hope they find a way to keep that going in some type of way, because
Yeah.
it takes the
I
it
love that.
takes it yeah, it takes the glamour off of everybody. It puts you all in one room, so it doesn't really matter now,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't really matter. Like it takes all the glamour off. It puts everybody in one room. Like
Break down the cipher for people that may not
so
know
the
what that.
cipher is, it's just like, you have all these different artists that are in the cipher. You just have a beat going and everybody gets a certain amount of time or bars and you get on there and you spit your thing. And it breaks down all that, because then you can have somebody like Eminem be in the same room with somebody who's just starting. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that element of
I
it,
love that. I love
oh man,
that part. Yeah.
that's the element,
Yeah.
right? And so I hope when if I hope they do come back, and I hope when they reimagine, I hope they go back to really focusing on that portion of the culture,
Mm-hmm.
because you can always keep everybody involved. But if
Mm-hmm.
you over go to this section, then it's kind of hard to like come back. If you keep it at the essence, then everybody gets a chance to eat. So you can still go get whatever branch of music you want to go get. But
Mm-hmm.
if you over specialize on a particular brand of music, then it's hard to peel back the onion and then say, all right, man, we're gonna bring in KRS-One to a show that's only featuring brand new people that are from a certain place with a certain type of music, right? Like if we're over focused on the reality and drill stuff, you know what I mean? Then you want to pay tributes to the greats. It's kind of hard. Whereas if you keep it at this level, then you can always incorporate them because the level is here,
Mm-hmm.
right? If that's making sense to everybody. And
Yeah.
I felt like if I have a say in it, that's I don't know what the issue is. I don't
Right.
know why, but that's why I'm talking about the cipher, because now you could take Glorilla, you know what I'm saying, and you could put her in a cipher with, shit, J. Cole, and now it doesn't matter. And then you could take somebody like from LA. I'm gonna tell you somebody that people don't really know that probably only know from LA. But then you could put like a Murs or a Dom Kennedy in that cipher.
Mm-hmm.
Now it doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
now it's all about this. It brings it back to this essence. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the part of it, like, when they really started doing the cipher, Most Def, Black Thought, Eminem in a cipher, that's a monster cipher. Then they had a couple years after that when they had a lot of other people, but then it was Eminem with Slaughterhouse, and those it was they were the stars of the show, and it had nothing to do with bling. They weren't the biggest sellers or anything. They were the stars of the show because this
Yeah.
is what was forefronted. When we talking about these lyrics, so that part of the show, and now mind you, I hadn't really watched a lot of it over the last few years, so I don't know if they really deviate. I know they were still doing ciphers, but I don't know if they
Mm-hmm.
really changed the scope of it, or I don't know. But I'm saying that was the part of it that really kept everybody alive.
Yeah.
So I hope I was surprised that they were going away, that and Soul Train, you know, because we need all the ones we can get. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Recognition. Yeah.
if the reimagining is because they feel like they have to reel it in or do whatever they need to in a certain way, then I hope they do that. But I hope they find what it is they need to find and continue on. That's what I do hope.
No, and just a shout out to Buster Rhymes. He finally got his star. His star after 35 years being in the game. So just congratulations to him.
That's an enormous feat for Busta Rhymes to get a star.
I know.
That's an enormous feat because
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes is pretty much Busta Rhymes. A lot of other people who got the stars, they did other stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he
I'm
talked
talking about
about that.
especially in the hip hop
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And I mean this kind of, I'm about to name people I love that got me started as far as this game goes. But the Dr. Dre's, the Ice Cubes, 50 Cents,
Mhm.
all these people have phenomenal endeavors other than music.
Yeah.
Busta's done some stuff, but Busta's mainly been a hip hop music guy.
That's it.
So for him to get his, that's a big feat. So and
Yeah.
everybody knows how I feel about Buster. So super shout out, like
Super
super
shout out.
shout out.
I didn't know that LL was like his idol and that his father wanted him to go into like I think HVAC or electrician type work.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
not what he really, wanted to do. I didn't even know that he was Jamaican.
You didn't?
I did not know
Oh man, he
that.
always be flipping. Yeah, that's one of his main things. Like he'll be like, oh yeah, but to get the boy, yeah, yeah.
That
He's
is
always,
true. I didn't. I
yeah,
probably knew
yeah.
it. It's
He's
just
always he's
so
always
deep
flipped that.
down in the brain. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm very happy for him because he did talk about that. All he did was just rap. He didn't do any of those other things, and so I'm very, very happy for him. And Weezy, before we get an inspiration, I know we got some sports that's kind of it goes on the other side of sports, but we got to talk about our boy.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. So yeah, this is gonna be the one sports thing. So our guy, uh, double S, Shannon Sharpe, has
Shannon
been
Sharpe coming out
officially,
the van with his green uniform on.
you
I
can
love Shannon.
officially exit stage left. You can
Na na
officially exit
na
stage left.
na.
And everybody
Hey,
knows,
hey,
hey, listen,
hey.
right or wrong, I
Goodbye.
asked, yeah, no, you can exit stage left. I asked with Shannon, you know what I mean? Just on a whole nother level, dark skinned brother, all the things. There's
I,
all the stuff that comes with it, right? Um, the main thing, so to give a little more background, the reason why he exited stage left, of course, he's ESPN. You can exit stage left. The reason why they gave him his walking papers is because once the word of the settlement came out, then in their eyes it was like an admission of guilt or guilt by association. They just didn't want to be tied in it. They didn't
yeah,
want the media blowback, so it's just easier to exit stage left. And then he did a big settlement, all the kinds of things. So that's why that they chose to go their way. And in this day and age where everything is so this day and age, I mean, only Big P is the only person who can be immune to it, I guess. But and a lot worse while you
yeah.
playing. But I digress. They just didn't want they didn't want it. All right, they didn't want it. You know what I mean? So you got to exit stage left.
Mm,
So that's my thought on there. There's a few thoughts on there. Number one is I understand the settlement offer
mm-hmm.
before anything came out. I
Okay.
did. We talked about it on the show. I've had plenty of
Mm,
private conversations about it. Like, well, man, he offered her this, man. Would you have done that? If that means keeping my name out of some stuff and I could keep going about my business,
right,
absolutely. Like, I
right,
get it. Whether you're in it happens all the time.
right.
Whether you're innocent or not, it's not worth the smearing, especially as a brother, especially in today's day when it's an agenda, and we're going to get into it in other shows. It's an
Yeah.
agenda. It's a full scale agenda. I've had three different people have the same conversation with me about the agenda, and none of those three people I'm talking about, I ain't gonna name their names, but unless they hear the show and then hey man, next time you talk about it, you can name my name, but I'm gonna protect them. But three of the people that I've had separate conversations with talking about the agenda, none of them were black. So that shows you how, if you're paying attention, how obvious the agenda is. These people, and they're adamant about it. Like they brought it up to me, like, "Hey man, something ain't ready. What's all this? Da, 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 with all these people that had a conversation about it just this last weekend in Vegas. Like
Mm,
it ain't, they're like it ain't no secret. We know why. These people are doing way worse and all the things. None of these people that have said these things are black. How about that? So I'm saying that to illustrate the agenda. With that, it's just more of a cry. And I know it sucks because one of my boys told me, he was like, you know what? He was talking about like this. He was talking about, the Diddy thing. He's like, man, the messed up part about it is when I get in a position, I may want to do some stuff. And now I got to watch my everything because of what they done did, because now we're being targeted. So now I can't get out here and get freaky like I want to. But the
yeah.
reality of it is hey man, you brothers that sisters that are in a position of power, you need to, hey, it sucks. I am not the one to say whatever. Do your thing, X, Y, and Z, but please be aware of what's going on because there's an agenda. Number one. Number two is he was less than a week away with inking $100 million deal
Oh,
for Club Shay
oh,
Shay. Now,
oh.
this is me speaking. This is what I'm saying, dog. This is what I mean. He was less than a week away from inking a $100 million deal for Club Shay Shay. This is brothers, everybody out there. This is for everybody, but I'm just talking to the brothers because they targeting us. If you go, because listen, having people be mad at you because you dealt with a young, you know what I'm saying, especially a young non-black girl, because the black community gonna get at you. Having them be mad at you is one thing. Please make better decisions on who these girls are going to be. Y'all just can't be going to get these old dust buckets, man. You got to go get, I mean, I'm sorry. I hate to be that kind of way. But her
Is
whole
it true
motive
with
was,
Carucci and Dion? Sanders, because I mean, Carucci would be very young too. I don't know if it's true or not, allegedly,
Carucci
that
and Dion what?
are dating. Did you see her video when he brought up about him having
Carucci's
cancer?
40 years old.
Carucci's now 40, is she?
She can't be too far from it.
Really? I don't know why
You
I
talk
thought
about
Carucci
Carucci
was
that used
much.
to be with Chris Brown?
Yeah, I thought Carucci was younger, but Dion seemed like a grandfather compared to her.
Carucci is 37,
Okay, 37, and Dion is how old?
57. They
Okay.
grown.
They are
Stop
grown.
it.
They are
Stop
grown.
it.
I know.
Stop it.
People are talking about it. People are
Stop it.
talking about it. Like,
Stop it. We can't now, Lisa. We can't do that. She's
well,
grown.
I mean, because they're saying Tracy, I guess allegedly, Claudia Jordan said that Tracy asked Carucci at some event or something, "Are you dating Dion?" And Carucci said, "No, no, no." But then the video came out of her crying and at the hospital with him. So people are saying, what's really going on? But no, I mean, she is grown. I mean,
She's
she
37
looked
years
like she's
old.
27.
She looks like she's
She looked
27 for
like she's
sure.
27,
She's
but
beautiful. I'm looking at her right now.
she is
Yeah,
beautiful.
she's
She
a
in
little
her
small,
heart,
little
her
beautiful thing.
spirit, from what we
Oh,
see, is really beautiful too.
no, she's Carucci's all. Hey, listen. Hey. She's 37 years old.
She
Quiet
is.
as kept, even if she was 30. He's
But
57.
if that is true, what Claudia says, should Carucci have told Tracy, or does Carucci have a right to just keep it to herself? If her and Dion,
Tell
or
Tracy for what?
huh?
What she got to tell Tracy for?
I guess because Tracy has given her opportunities, from what I understand, and they kind of know each other in the circle,
Oh, if they know each other like that, I didn't know that.
in the girl yeah, there's pictures that float around. You see Carucci and Tracy, cheesed up and stuff like that
If they have any kind of history like that, then yes. I didn't know that. I thought she was just asking just on some,
in general.
on some
No.
woman code. No, she don't need to tell her nothing. But if they
Yeah.
have some sort of relationship and if Tracy has helped and all that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
then yeah, she could have did her the solid. Yeah, me and Dion, we went on a couple dates kind of thing. But if it's just like you should have told her because she's a woman asking you, no, she didn't need to tell her nothing. But if she had some type of history with her, she needed to tell her.
Yeah.
So
So going back to Shannon's, I just wanted to
but yeah,
bring
that's
it
what
up
I'm
because you talked
saying.
about the
So
younger.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. My brother's like, we got, yo, I like when I read, I knew he had something going, but I didn't know. I guess they released that now because he's been fired. Like he was literally less than a week away inking $100 million deal
I
for
heard
Coach
about that a while
Sanchez.
back. Yeah.
So I'm like, man, come on, dog. Like I'm sad for the bag. I wasn't gonna benefit from a penny of that bag, and I'm sad for you because I wanted you to get that bag. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Is that
I
your
wanted you
phone?
to get that bag. Yeah,
Somebody's
no,
phone.
something is coming. Something
Oh,
is
okay. Getting
coming
ready to say,
in.
well, while you get that, I will
No,
speak
I'm
on.
not getting that. It's not even for
Oh,
me.
so guys, I don't know if you're able to mute it, but anyway, you guys know this, and if you don't know this, Monique, when she was on Shannon Sharpe show, she told, Shannon to go get him a bold, big woman. We talked
Go get your
Oh,
old
a
woman.
big woman,
Cook you something in the
that'll
morning.
cook and do everything. Stop messing with these young gals.
Yeah.
Also, Kat kind of talked about it too. Kat says, I think all women are beautiful. I think all women are beautiful, but I don't mess with them white women because
Yeah.
I've seen enough of what happened to them white women when you mess with them. But I think they're
Yeah.
all beautiful. And so a lot of people are saying, hey, Shannon, you were warned. And I do think that we get signs and warnings that are in our life. And sometimes we don't adhere to them. We sometimes, and I'm not saying Shannon specifically, but sometimes we think it can never happen to us. And it's just, I love Shannon. I think his athletic career, he had a good run. I think it's kind of funny that he played tight end, and this settlement is around a
Damn.
tight end. Um,
Damn. 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 Damn.
Anthony, like, I wish I would have said it. So I find it very strange that he played tight end and he
Damn.
has a fixation with tight ends. So
Damn. Damn. Damn it. Damn it.
no diddy. But
Damn.
no diddy for Shannon, okay? No
Yeah.
diddy. Even with the tight sweatpants, y'all don't be listen, leave Shannon alone.
Yeah.
Um A lot of men, I'm just going to say a lot of my male friends do like to date women younger. I don't know what it is, but some men don't care. I asked my fiance, would you date a woman older? He's like, I dated older women, but I end up falling in love with somebody younger than me. It is what it is. But, I hope Shannon learns from it. A lot of people are clowning him because he was only going to offer his wife, not his wife, his daughter 30K for her wedding. But yet now he has to pay out, or he was paying this OnlyFans model all this money. But I think it's hard to compare children in that situation. I don't know if that's a fair argument to Shannon, because I do think you need to give your children a budget. You know what I mean? It's not his wedding, and I know a lot of people may not agree with me, but a daughter and father relationship is different. And I don't believe, I mean, my father, I would ask him too for my wedding, what's the budget? You know what I mean? But I do understand how people think, well, he's spending all this money on this and all that. But let me just give you another picture. When it comes to a Louis Vuitton bag, or our favorite car, or things we really love to do, we're all guilty of spending probably more money on those things than we need to. So, that's just me, what I have to say about that. But all I can say is that I hope Shannon, he learns from this tight end situation. And
This is stupid. I, stupid. I will say, giving props to Shannon, because I actually came across this clip.
hmm
He was doing the podcast with Ocho, Chad Johnson, and I guess Ocho owes him like $5,900 from something for like a
hmm
while. And
hmm
so he was like, so they were talking about Micah Parsons and how Jerry Jones is just the owner for the Cowboys is pretty much like, I'll pay him when I feel like it. Like that's how he's approaching it. So he was saying the same about Ocho. Like, that's how you've been approaching. He was like, oh man, don't put me in that same for Jerry Jones. I'll get you what you need. I got it. I'll get you what you need. I don't want to be in the same conversation with Jerry Jones. I got it. And he was like, yeah, you got it. I ain't got it. He was like, pocket's a little light right now. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, hey, the fact that he was and Chad Johnson got weak, the fact that they were able to do that, like,
Good.
not everybody's able to do that
Right.
considering and still
Right.
stay in the fire and take all the shots and still, and just keep it. That's what he said. He said, hey, pockets a little light right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
hey, pockets is light. Like,
Right.
um, so it's just kind of one of them things, like, it just goes back because let's just keep it real. The only thing he's guilty of is just choosing a terrible person to be freaky with.
It could have been somebody else, and it probably would have never,
That's
never
all I'm
happened.
saying.
Yeah.
He just made a
And
terrible
she's
decision.
retired now. Now she's no longer
What
OnlyFans
do
model.
you
She got her
mean?
money, and
She's
she
not
says,
doing
"I'm done."
nothing now. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah.
That was the goal.
That was.
We just need to see that coming. We don't have the same benefits as they do. Just because they let us in the club don't mean that we had to pay the same entry or that we get the same benefits inside. All that
Yeah.
means is they got a couple more people that they feel can help
Yeah.
execute their plan. And hey, look, people look up to them. They're part of the club. You can be like them. You don't have the same access.
Yeah.
So you don't get the same defenses. You don't get the same whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's not. And the lawyer was the same lawyer going after Jay-Z that, you know what I
hmm
mean? He's just out for the money grab. However much he got, if she didn't pay him, it was 10, 20% of that. Well, I don't know what it
Wow.
is. If it was 50 million, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
20% of that is 10.
Yeah.
If it
Yeah.
was 10 million, 20% of that is two,
Right.
right? Like, so we just got to be more. I can't stress this enough. Like, I personally, I know everybody's going to get on him. Hey, man, he dating a younger girl. Listen, hey, dog, I ain't really, 19's a little young.
Yeah.
She's an adult, but 19's a little young.
Yeah.
But if you dating you a little young something or whatever,
Kind of like Karuchi, you're saying she's younger, but she's not young.
Carucci, yeah, I'm really not talking about Carucci. Carucci's full scale 37. Y'all can miss
Yeah.
me with all that.
Yeah.
I give a damn who she with. She's 37 years old. This woman closer to 40 than 30.
Yeah.
Like, stop it.
Yeah.
She been alive for 37 years. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Y'all
Yeah.
can miss me with that. I'm even talking about 27. What I'm saying is if you decide to go, this is what I mean. I'm just driving this point home of making better decisions. We have got to, especially the brothers, we have got to, these women come up with these standards.
Hmm.
We have got to come up with, and none of it has to, a lot of times women come up with standards has to do with financial, and you need to do all that. F all that. I'm talking about we need to come up with quality standards, character standards. You're going to get an OnlyFans chick. What do you think she's doing with you? You're 57. Was she 19, 20? You were almost 40 when she was born. What's she doing with you? Now, again, Shannon, I understand. In shape, all the things, brother still look like the Incredible Hulk, all that kind of stuff. But I'm saying there's a 24, 25-year-old who's really about something, who really, that will just like you anyway, still the same way, because you're Shannon Sharpe, that ain't about that life. And
Yeah.
there are plenty of them. You have access to the creme de la creme of, if you like them young, you got access to the creme de la creme of 25, 26 year olds. You can get literally the top percentage of the 25, 6 year olds walking planet Earth. You don't got to go get these old dust buckets, is all I'm saying. And no disrespect to old girl, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, come on. That's my point. That's my point. Now, obviously, yeah, you 57. You probably should have a little somebody a little older, all that kind of stuff. I know all the women will get into that, but I ain't really tripping on that. I'm talking about the quality. I'm talking about you are too cool of a guy to be out here with this girl. Look, there are plenty of nice, attractive, about something 26-year-olds that are doing the freaky shit behind doors too. If you feel like you want to pull on some hair and do on some stuff. Like, come on, man. That's all I'm saying. We can't be out here, not over this. You done lost the bag over this. It at least got to be somebody where we can say, okay, you got caught up, but not over that. That's all I'm saying. Like, we got to start
Yeah.
weighing this out, man. It ain't
Yeah.
working. Like, a
It's
night
not.
of passion can turn you into a lifetime of pain. Like, we can't do that, man. We just got to be,
Yeah.
come on, brothers, let's raise it. Let's raise the bar, man. That's all I'm
Mm,
saying.
I love that. Guys, we're going to get into our inspiration for the day. So, inspiration for the day is from Pablo Picasso, and it goes as such: inspiration exists, but it has to find you working. Let me say that one more time because it has the word inspiration in the quote. Inspiration exists, but it has to find you working, by Pablo Picasso. You want to take that first, Ant WEEZY, or you want me to take it? As he thinks about, do I want to crack the nut first or Lisa Renee? This is,
Well, I'll try and keep it succinct.
thank you.
Shut up.
Oh man.
Um, there's this quote. I've heard it a few different times. I feel like maybe one of my parents or maybe my aunt. I feel like an old black, regal woman has said this quote, but
Mhm.
I've heard Steve Harvey say it too. God is. I hope I don't mess it up, but here's the. Even if I'm paraphrasing,
Yeah, it's paraphrasing. Yeah.
God is there. The universe is there. It's just waiting on you to make a move so they know what to do.
Mm.
It's there. It's just waiting on you to make a move so it knows what to do. If you sitting there being stagnant, universe don't know what to do. The inspiration that the because we're talking about intangibles, right? Things we can't see.
Mm.
Those things only snowball if you start rolling down the hill or up the hill, if you will. If you
Mm.
start climbing up the hill, then things will follow. But if you stay there, where is it supposed to go? This is something. This is we're talking about this, and this is for us. But these are things I remind myself of daily.
Mm-hmm. It has.
Nobody can follow if you ain't going.
Mm.
Inspiration can't follow if you ain't going.
And that's in anything because some people think it's just career, but I think it also can be in love too. Whatever
It,
it may be that you truly desire, it can't find you unless you're working towards it.
it can't go if you unless you go.
Mm,
It can't go unless you go. Inspiration exists, but it has to find you working.
mm.
Inspiration is looking and it's looking at you. All right, man, what we doing? What we doing, boss? Where are we going? If you
Yeah,
got 20,000
yeah.
soldiers and you don't tell them what to do, what they gonna do?
There is, let me see if I can find this too. Keep going, Ace. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but there is a good, let me see if I can find it really quick. So there is a scripture. I believe it's James 2:14, something like that, but it's faith without work is dead, right? Um, yeah, it's James. It is James. So the phrase faith without work is dead means that true faith in something, especially religious faith, is not just a belief, but also involves actions and deeds that demonstrate that belief. It suggests that a belief system without corresponding actions is essentially lifeless or ineffective. So inspiration exists in you if you're willing to take, even if you take one step.
I promise you.
You want to learn a language.
Yeah.
Inspired to go to Italy, but I got to learn the language first. Take a step towards it.
Yeah, and the more you step, the more you'll see, the more you get affirmed, the more you'll step. It's a cycle.
It is a cycle, guys. And I just bring up buckle your seatbelts. Anthony and I was going over what we made, and we didn't make millions, but we
But
made money.
you know what I mean? Facts,
And
right?
that inspires us to know that we have something. We got feedback, so there's some things we're going to do differently. There were some things that happened that was out of our control, but that's natural. Anybody that knows live theaters, things happen.
Right,
But the fact that we had a product that people were willing to invest in
right,
says enough. So now we're inspired. We take what we did here, we've learned from this, we know the value of this, and we have to keep going. But if you're lifeless and if you're doing nothing,
yeah,
nothing is going to happen. The only
1,000
way inspiration can even be alive is if you do something. That
facts.
is when it's working. So a lot of times we come with these quotes, and I laugh at the Bible because I'm like, the Bible already told us that.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, so many of us do not get it, guys. So remember, inspiration exists. It just has to meet you working,
Yep,
right? So if you desire to do something, take the action. Take the action, and it's going to keep inspiring you. And that's what it's trying to say. If you do something, I'm going to keep giving you ideas, or I'm going to give you resources, or I'm
yep,
going to send people on your path, or I'm going to do certain things, or I'm going to give you signs and symbols and wonders that's going to inspire you to say, oh, maybe this.
yep,
Or maybe that I was just talking to my girlfriend about something. She put something on my heart, and then I was inspired to say something else. And I'm like, wow. So,
yep.
guys, remember, inspiration exists, but it has to meet you. What is it again? Can you read it again? Inspiration exists.
Inspiration, inspiration exists, but it has to find you working.
It has to find you working,
Has
guys.
to find you working.
It has to find you working, guys. So we are going to wrap up now, guys, because I have a full weekend of shows. I am so tired, guys. If y'all couldn't tell, I am so tired. But Anthony and I, Ant Wow, we did not want to let another weekend go past without talking to you guys, letting you know thank you again for buckle your seatbelts and that you mean so much to us
Yes.
supporting another mother. We
Word.
dropped the classic show. I didn't think we were gonna get any views on it, but people watched it.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
watched it. There's so many people in the world, and I'm coming to find out it doesn't even matter the views. It's a matter about just work. Do the work. Just do
Yep.
the work. And the work is going to find whoever it needs to find at the right time and at the right moment. Any last words before we wrap? And Weezy?
Love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. We here, we back, and inspiration exists, but it has to find you working. So we
That
gonna keep
part.
working so we can continue to be inspired, so that we can inspire y'all, so y'all can inspire yourselves and inspire others. And it's a cycle, and we keep it moving.
Hey, see y'all
Hot.
next week, guys. Hot.